My mountain property had been quiet for over 15 years. Every visitor knew one simple rule: stay off my private road unless you had permission. The bright orange signs made it impossible to misunderstand. I bought this land for peace, not arguments. The road was narrow, steep, and dangerous for heavy vehicles. Neighbors respected it. Unfortunately, the HOA never did. One morning I heard an engine echo through the valley. That sound didn't belong here. No one had permission to drive onto my property. I immediately knew something was wrong. A white HOA contractor truck rolled straight past every warning sign. The driver never slowed down. He acted as if private property meant nothing. I watched in disbelief. I waved my arms and shouted for him to stop. Instead, he accelerated. He believed four-wheel drive could conquer any mountain. That confidence lasted less than a minute. The road became steeper with every turn. Loose gravel covered the surface. The heavy truck started losing traction. Gravity was about to win. Then I heard the sound every off-road driver fears. The tires spun wildly. The truck slid sideways. Everything stopped. The contractor climbed out looking frustrated. He blamed the mountain. Then he blamed my road. Finally, he blamed me. I calmly pointed toward the 3 bright orange signs. Every one of them clearly read, "No Trespassing." Silence filled the mountain. Within 20 minutes, the HOA president arrived. She stepped out already angry. She thought she could order me to solve their problem. She had no idea what happened next. Karen walked directly toward me without saying hello. Her first words weren't a question. They were a demand. "Move those signs so our truck can get out." I calmly shook my head. "The signs aren't blocking your truck. Your driver ignored them." Her expression changed instantly. The contractor interrupted. He insisted the road belonged to the HOA. I asked him one simple question: "Can you prove that?" Nobody answered. Instead, Karen pulled out her phone. She searched through old documents. The silence became uncomfortable. I reached into my backpack. Inside was a laminated property survey. It clearly showed the private road. Every inch belonged to me. Karen studied the map for nearly a minute. She looked at the signs, then back at the truck. Her confidence slowly disappeared. The contractor finally admitted what happened. He never asked for permission. He assumed nobody would care. That assumption became very expensive. Karen quietly called a towing company. She explained the location. The dispatcher paused, then laughed softly. The tow operator refused immediately. The road was too steep. No heavy recovery truck would risk climbing it. The silence returned. I looked at the truck one last time. "It may be here for a while," I said. Neither of them argued anymore. For the first time that day, they listened. The next morning, the truck hadn't moved an inch. Fresh dew covered the hood, and birds perched on the side mirrors. The mountain had quietly reclaimed what didn't belong there. I simply enjoyed my morning coffee from the porch. Around 9 o'clock, another vehicle climbed the mountain road. This time it was a local towing company. The driver stepped out, studied the slope, and slowly shook his head. He knew exactly what he was looking at. The operator walked around the truck for several minutes. He checked the loose gravel and measured the angle of the hill. Finally, he sighed, "This recovery won't be simple." He explained that pulling the truck uphill could damage both vehicles. Pulling it downhill might send it sliding into the trees. Either option carried serious risk. Everyone suddenly became very quiet. Karen asked if money could solve the problem. The operator smiled politely. "This isn't about money," he replied. "It's about physics." The contractor stared at his truck in disbelief. Every passing hour made recovery more difficult. Loose gravel continued shifting beneath the tires. The mountain wasn't giving it back easily. Another HOA board member finally arrived. He quietly reviewed the survey map I had shown Karen. Within seconds, he realized the HOA had made a costly mistake. No one argued anymore. He apologized for entering my land without permission. It was the first sincere apology I'd heard all day. I accepted it with a simple nod. Respect goes a long way in the mountains. The recovery crew packed up their equipment. They promised to return with a safer plan. Until then, the truck would stay exactly where it was. Nobody could change that. As the sun disappeared behind the mountains, I looked at the silent truck. Ignoring clear warnings had created a problem no shortcut could fix. Sometimes the simplest signs deserve the most respect, and this mountain had delivered that lesson perfectly.